professional mode on.
Yes.
Welcome wherever you are to Alfsplaining, the episode by bloody episode watch back of the better than you think it was 80s sitcom Alf with me, Ben Baker.
And me, John Matthews.
By popular demand, we've only got another guest joining us.
I can't believe it.
I mean, I say popular demand. People have said, I like it when you two bastards are on it. So I'm taking that to mean that listeners love people joining us. And I don't know, how up on the internet are you, John?
I've heard it's good. I've heard they've got it on computers now.
Yeah, have you heard of twitter.net?
Yes, I have, yes.
It's called something else now, but I refuse to learn it. Well, today's guest is basically the only reason now to keep checking on its awful fetid corpse with crosses for eyes and some drool coming out of its mouth. Sorry, that's Twitter I'm on about, not the guest. I mean, I've done it again. I've done it again, Bob.
He's very good. He's very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Hello.
Ruth Husko.
Yay.
She's there. It's genuinely a pleasure to have you on. You are one of the few things worth being on social media for these days. You are one of the funniest people online. And I know John Matthews, so that's saying something.
Well, I only found out his name was John Matthews today. I thought his name was Ricardo Autobahn.
Using my super secret real identity.
Do you know what Alf is from your youth?
So the main thing I remember about Alf is I remember his Hawaiian shirt and the cuddly toy of him, because I think someone I knew had a toy of him. And I probably have watched an episode, but it just sort of washed over me because I would have been a small child. But I'm assuming you were small children when Alf was on.
Yeah.
Maybe you were paying more attention than I was.
So what were your big childhood obsessions when we were chasing after Alf?
So probably one of the things that made Alf less appealing to me with it was an American thing. And I didn't really like American things that much. I was really into comedy. Like I was really into The Young Ones, anything to do with Rick Mayall, Python. So any of that sort of late 80s, 90s comedy. Do you remember the Mary Whitehouse Experience? Rob Newman used to watch that. Any comedy that was on, I would watch.
Same.
It's probably, why I've turned out so weird. I imagine. Good on my neglectful parents for letting me do that.
It's a glorious thing, yeah.
Alf would have been too wholesome. Anything that was shown on a Sunday at 4 p.m. would have been less interesting to me.
Now, we have found, actually, I think Alf is slightly more subversive than we gave it credit for. There is some definite stuff under the fur, if you will. We've noticed over the episodes, haven't we?
We have, yes. Certainly more highbrow references than we were perhaps expecting. Sort of buried in the script, there's these little nuggets.
So this episode we're going to talk about today is called Something's Wrong With Me, and it aired originally in America in November in 1987. But if you were in Germany, what might it have been called there, John?
It was called Schluck auf Marke Melmac, which seems to mean Melmac brand hiccup. Like marker means trademark or something like that. Melmac hiccups TM or something like that. I can't quite get to the bottom of it.
Well, that's less. There's less mystery to that.
The Germans are very literal in their episode titles.
So this one did very well. 18.9 million people watched this on original broadcast in America. It came 13th for the week between Head of the Class and 227. Director Bert Brinkoff, we've had him before, and Steve Papoon is the writer.
What a lovely name, Papoon.
Still a funny name.
Aww.
Still a funny guy. So, I'm not sure if this was the best episode to bring Ruth in on, but
no.
We're here now, and the family are all sat around the kitchen table. There's Willie, there's Kate, there's Lynn, and Dorothy. Hang on, Dorothy? Yes, the fantastic Anne Meara is back as Kate's highly strung mother. And basically, Ruth, if you've not met her before, all you need to know is that she thinks Alf's a shithouse. And fairly, I would say.
She does. I went to have a look because I've never seen it before. And I thought, why does she hate him? And then I looked it up and apparently they have a love-hate relationship.
which is very much explored later on in the episode.
Oh yeah, I bet it is. If you know what I mean.
But yeah, there's no. It's not. If anyone's listening, there's no up the arse. There's none of that. I know that's your thing, but there's none of that. So gloriously, Alf is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, but not just a Hawaiian shirt. It seems to be all Hawaiian shirts that have ever existed on top of each other.
He's wearing it for no real reason either. I mean, it's not like he's going on holiday.
No,
or he's not doing anything
no.
wacky. He's just wearing it because I assume the puppet has been damaged in some way.
I did wonder because he's not. He doesn't wear shirts with like most of series 1, and in this episode he wears several outfits, not pants, presumably. Maybe there were complaints that people imagined they could see his hairy knackers or something, and they've had to cover him. But as you say, he's probably just got damaged.
Dorothy is dressed as a 1970s bathroom.
We are a big fan of the outfits on Alf, definitely. But basically, Dorothy's popped round to Alf's absolute appallment because she's getting married, and she's getting married to Whizzer. If you didn't know, and why would you? Last time we met Dorothy, she was moving in next to Whizzer, who seemed quite pushy, quite irritating, and she wasn't interested in the slightest in him. And now they're getting married because relationships. That's. Sure. Alf does gagging motions when he finds out about the wedding because, again, shithouse. And they declare, well, the wedding has to happen in the house because it's tradition. You know, that tradition of not using another set.
Here? In my house?
Yes, here, in our house. Now, Willie and I were married in my mother's house, and she is going to be married here. It's a tradition.
Traditions are like plates. They're made to be broken.
And so it's theme tune roulette time. We spun the wheel, and which theme is it?
It's the old one.
It's the old one again. So we come back after the theme tune for two of the most, yes, I am a plot reminder lines ever uttered on any show ever. Willie, dressed as the comfiest serial killer in the world, he's on the phone saying, yes, I'd like the number for Sir Tuck's formal wear. And then Lynn says, I think it's nice that Grandma's getting married here instead of some big old hall. We're just reminding people, if you've come late, this is what's happening. And what are Kate and Lynn doing during this exchange?
Well, they've got the brasso out, haven't they?
The buffing.
They love to buff.
And Willie has a great line talking to the Tux people.
Oh, I think you've got my measurements on file. I was in there in 1967. Oh, right. Well, add 2 inches to the waist and lose the bell bottoms.
So, we've got some Tanner family law here to add to the archive. We know when they got married now. They got married in 1967.
I've added it to my copybook.
It's all information.
Alf comes in. He's apparently drunk 3 giant water cooler bottles because he's got the Melmacian hiccups. We don't know why. It seems awfully timed, but there you go. And it's weird. Willie says...
What is it that makes them so dreaded besides that irritating metallic echo?
As if to say, yeah, we know what it sounds like. Like, this is a Foley thing.
Can I just say at that point, that's my top Willie, that line, because he seemed to be channeling Christopher Walken at that point.
But when he says that about the hiccups, though, to me, maybe it's just me, they just sound like normal hiccups to me.
That's what I mean. I think this metallic echo thing, they've put it through some sort of filter. It's not much different. So they've had to point out there is a metallic echo.
You cannot create that noise in an acoustic environment. It's heavily treated, so I don't really know what they're hearing at their end.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
And another wonderful line to end the scene. My Uncle Tinkle had them for 50 years. Tinkle, good idea.
Yes, because he drank all the water, you see. That's just occurred to me now. That's bloody good one.
And layers.
The plot's beautifully structured. Things link sometimes.
Tinkle, he means piss, of course he does.
It does.
It means doing a piss. It means doing a piss out of his Melmacian cock. That is what it means.
However, Uncle Tinkle had them for 50 years, so we assume there's no cure for these Melmacian hiccups. ...
Think again.
So it's the next day. Breakfast time. The family have been kept awake all night by Al's hiccups. They've tried sugar. They've tried honey. They've tried lemon juice. They've tried half a turkey.
It was a bold experiment.
It was a bold experiment. Is that a fully Brian line? Are we giving that a fully Brian line? Because they're few and far between, so we should probably underline it when we get one.
If he delivered it with competence, it was fine.
It was there. He was a paid actor doing his work. So everyone's exhausted because they've been kept awake all night by Al's hiccups. And Willie has my top Willie moment of the episode when he says he slept like a baby trapped inside a percolator, which is terrifying as an image. But again, he is a serial killer, I'm fairly sure. So
A drowning, boiling baby. I didn't really get the reference, but I didn't really understand what his joke was. But
no,
I didn't either.
No, but it seemed hideous all the same.
yeah, good for him.
There is this thing we've found. Time is a construct when it comes to Alf. We're not sure. So Dorothy's come in. She said, I'm going to get married in about a month.
Yeah, she said that first. Now this is some days later because this is the day before the wedding now.
Yes.
I did try
which they underline with a line saying, I hope your hiccups are gone before the wedding tomorrow. It's clever. It's clever. Subtle.
It's good. But no, Alf has now been hiccuping for 3 or 4 days. If in case anybody's keeping track of the timeline, Alf has been hiccuping for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. And he's in his pajamas now because it's breakfast. And again, it's like, why is he suddenly wearing clothes? Is it like when, Gordon the Gopher people started knitting outfits for him and sending them in for Gordon to wear on Going Live? You think it's like that?
So before this point, he wasn't wearing any clothes? Sorry, just for clarity.
Just a little hairy boy.
No, but there is a clip in season 1 of him on his home planet, a sort of an archive clip of him on his home planet, and he's still naked there, despite the fact all his pals are fully clothed as well. So, we haven't really got to the, as it were, bottom of this yet.
No. I'm glad his bottom isn't gotten to any point.
There's Brian sat at the table and they're doing the coffee business, and he goes, I'll take mine black. And nobody bothered to play a laugh track in at that point either. No one laughs. And then Kate goes, you're too young. And they played in the laugh track of one person laughing.
I'll take mine black.
You're too young.
I didn't think that was much of a funny joke as well.
No.
When he goes, oh yeah, like a baby in a percolator, and she went, oh, no coffee for you then. And then he goes, I'll take the kid, goes, take mine black. And she's like, you're too young. I mean, that's not even a joke. It's just a statement.
It's like that. You just go ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
It's just fill the vowels, isn't it?
Fill the vowels.
Really?
I went to school with Fill the Vowels.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's the bloke who does Hack of the Dog, I
I
think.
think it is.
But you know what? I'm a little bit excited because hey Tanner, yes, it's our favourite character. Ruth. We love Trevor at Monarch, the neighbour from next door. He is, even if you've only seen this one episode, you know what kind of a character he is straight away. But when he walks in, dressed in a shirt which seems to be some sort of secret treasure map to Monkey Island, as he helps himself to breakfast and talks about the weird noise in the night.
Yeah, he thought it was his pet boa constrictor choking on a rat, which is another
New Trevor law.
Yeah,
New law.
elements.
Get it on the wiki. That's good. But Willie says, oh, it's just the garbage disposal. Because that makes a noise like someone hiccuping with a slightly metallic tang.
Obviously, of course, Ruth, Alpha's never met Trevor, the next door neighbour, but we always felt that they could have met and become great pals, and that it would have given the series a whole expansive kind of extra life. Alf and Trevor having sort of adventures together because they're very similar in character.
So they never meet because Alf's supposed to be a secret, right?
That's the one. Even though they spend most of the time bellowing the words Alf for anyone who can hear. Yeah, Alf, stop being an alien on that tree. Stuff like that, you know.
The police are going to get, yeah, okay.
So Willie calls Alf back in once Trevor's gone back, and Alf has discovered something. That is the most impenetrable pop culture reference of the week.
And mine too.
Oh, did you get this one as well? So he says he's Ella Fitzgerald, which is a reference because he breaks a glass with his hiccup. And Ella Fitzgerald did a series of Memorex commercials in the 70s about how her voice can break glass even when played on a tape, which of course give us the line, "Is it real or is it Memorex?" as Gary Bird once sang.
Did he?
I won't tell you which song. You can work out yourself.
From his many hits.
Can the amplified voice of Ella Fitzgerald shatter this glass? Believe it. Ella Fitzgerald on Memorex cassette tape with MRX2 oxide. Can Memorex shatter the glass? Now we ask, is it live or is it Memorex?
Alf's in the garage now looking for his Melmacian medical encyclopedia, which apparently has only just occurred to him. Again, a timeline. This has been how long?
It's been a month now. This is still the day before the wedding, isn't it?
So he's digging through his stuff and...
Here, hold this, Willie.
What is it?
Oh, that's just nuclear waste from my spaceship. Oh, hey, don't worry. Life on this planet will exist as long as that little lid doesn't pop off. Oh, wait. These are my crayons.
Willie didn't look too worried that everybody was about to die. He looked mildly perturbed by the fact that nuclear waste had all spilled out and...
Honestly, I think that's just Max Wright's deep inner law now, just spilled out. He's just sick of it. He's like, yeah, whatever. We'll all die. I'm not bothered. So we get some more Alf facts here. He was mauled by a pit gnarf. Melmacians only have 10 major organs, of which
8 are stomachs.
Which surprises Willie, who thought it was 10. So
Because Alf's always eating everything, because at the start he eats is it a cup? He eat cupcake. He eats something. And that's my first interaction with him, and I thought, what a greedy man.
I mean, spoilers, he eats an entire wedding cake before the episode's done. So.
Yeah.
He bloody loves cats. He loves cats. And the solution to these Melmacian hiccups is only cat juice, isn't it?
Now, this strikes me that Uncle Tinkle could have quite easily got rid of his hiccups because cats were plentiful and a food source on Melmac. So I don't know why Uncle Tinkle had to suffer for 50 years when he could have cured himself.
Now, are we going to delve into this cat juice a bit more?
We might.
I am assuming, yeah, it is just literally mashed cat.
No, that wasn't my first thought.
Okay.
Please tell us. What was your first thought? I'm excited.
Well, he goes, it's cat juice or it's something much more disgusting, which we'll come on to later.
Oh!
So I was like, he goes, it's cat juice or it's that. And so I was like, the cat juice is either, cat wee, cat spunk. Okay, we have said it. I've said spunk on the Alf podcast. Okay, it was only a matter of time.
That takes some milking.
Yeah, right. And then I thought, okay, something more disgusting. It's going to be he's got to eat some cat shit or something like that. Look, I'm sorry to be coarse on what is a family pod.
It's quite fucking right.
But did you honestly both think it would be a blended cat?
Unfortunately, I did.
I did, yeah. Yeah. My mind didn't go any further.
We've established he's a cat-loving
fool.
Yeah. So, as you say, there is an alternative, but we don't hear it because Al finds it too disgusting. Dot.
Yeah.
This is kind of... There are a lot of smaller scenes in this one, which we don't normally get quite so many. It's because it's back and forth, and possibly that still show the time passing along. So, like the next scene, Kate's in the living room with Lucky making wedding decorations, and Willie returns home like a man waiting to be executed for his previous serial killer crimes. And basically, he's been trying to find an alternate venue.
Did you find a place to have the wedding?
Oh, no. All the churches are booked. All except the Malibu nudist chapel.
My mother is not getting married in a nudist colony.
Well, if she does, I'm not going. I have this tattoo I'd rather not explain.
Oh, no.
Which, again, was slightly confusing because, as we know, he's always nude.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't seen this tattoo yet, so it's baffling. It's baffling, quite frankly.
It must be partially internal.
Well, this is the thing. If you never see his bottom half when he's nude, right? So that if the nudist camp, he's got to take his pants off. So you're going to see something somewhere.
Yeah.
What a wonderful memory. what a wonderful place to go.
We'll look into this before the episode goes out. Alf tattoo, and we'll see what we can find to put on the socials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And likewise, if you want to suggest where you think it might be, at Alfsplaining on all social media.
You need to do a spot the ball.
Definitely. More wedding prep taking place. Al's hiccups are getting worse, despite him being apparently buried in the basement with a mattress over his head, which doesn't seem a particularly effective way of dealing with it, let's be honest.
It can't hurt.
Dorothy and Whizzer have arrived. They're doing some snogging, which gets no reaction at all. Don't know why. This is Paul Dooley again. We've met him before, a man from many things. Probably best known at that point for being Wimpy in the Popeye movie or on Curb Your Enthusiasm as Cheryl's dad these days.
And he's apparently still alive.
He is still alive, yeah.
That's about 108 years old or something now. And
he is 1,005 years of age.
And he's still with us, incredibly. He's a legend, and they bring him in to say about 8 words here.
All of them horrible.
Oh, yeah. Yes. But they all laugh, don't they? Oh, good humour.
Oh, yeah,
good humour, Whizzer.
So,
good humour.
So he's excited for his bachelor party because sitcom law, they must always take place the night before the wedding. That is how it things. And he says, if you come in late for a stag film, you can't follow the plot. Now, it sounds quite innocent when he says stag film. If he said Bluey,
Oh, that
Shag film.
is subversive because that went totally over my head. And I thought, they're going to see a film. I went, I thought that's not very staggy. But they were watching pornography.
They were watching pornography.
We're going to watch some lovely old pornography films.
Old men.
All together.
In a group.
Could there be anything nicer?
Oh, God, yeah. You're right. Oh.
Manually masturbating each other to a sexual film.
They might have gone to see They might have gone to see Inner Space or something like that, mightn't they?
He said a stag film.
He said a stag film. It's still a film.
Is there a stag in Inner Space?
It's a stag night and it's a film, and it doesn't have to be pornography. It could be a normal film.
Perfect stag film would have been Porky's.
Yeah. Well, sadly they've got to see The Land Before Time, so it's really, really unpleasant that they're doing that during it. So again, there were jokes about strippers and stuff, and it's like, is he joking? It turns out no spoilers, he isn't, because of the 80s.
After the movie, I suppose you're going to have a girl jump out of a cake.
No, we're not going to waste money on a cake. We're just getting a stripper.
Very frugal.
And I think it's Trixie something. You want to come, Willie?
Oh, not if there's not going to be cake.
Smart move.
Can you imagine Willie on a stag do? Jeez. A pair of plastic tits on and vomiting in a bush. They're half a lager and black. It's not great, is it?
No, it's a worry. It's a worry at best.
And this is where Dorothy finds out finally that Alpha's got the hiccups. And she seems genuinely quite concerned for a time, which I was like, oh, bless him, poor dear. And then finds out it might ruin the wedding, so immediately switches to
shoot him.
Yeah, I thought that was really harsh.
She is kind of harsh in this scene, but again, it's a wedding day. As someone who's never been in wedded, I can imagine high drama.
So I've heard.
Especially if it's in somebody's house.
She does call him a hiccuping hairball from hell at this point as well, that's fairly harsh all round, really.
Yeah, I thought
it is, but he does call her a wiener.
It seems quite mild.
He calls her a wiener 3 times. I noted it down. And
it's
isn't
disgraceful.
He basically saying she's a penis 3 times?
Yeah.
It's going, you're a cock, you're a dick, you are.
Alf is certainly witty enough to come with some, what's the word?
It's poor for him. It's definitely poor for him.
I thought that. Ben, I thought that's really, you know what? I thought that's not classy, what you've done there, Alf.
It's lazy. It's lazy, isn't it?
Yeah, lazy.
I want, that's not classy what you've done there, Alf. I mean, that is pretty much should be the tagline for every episode of this podcast.
It was one of those kids' storybooks, wasn't it? That's not classy what you've done there, Alf.
Alf sees a stag film. With that's the one.
But you're right. Alf's witty, he's wisecracking, in my opinion. So to just say, you're a wiener, you wiener, something like that, I thought,
It does smack like this script had something saying, please put something in here before shooting day, and nobody did.
Yeah, nobody could be bothered.
Yeah.
And Alf's like saying, hey, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be with Whizzer, which is sort of true.
Is it true?
He sort of says, you should meet new people, but I don't think at any point he says, you should marry Whizzer. But she's taking it. She's going, yeah, no, all right, you're absolutely right. And he says, well,
if it weren't for me, you'd be spending tomorrow alone, watching reruns of Bonanza.
You're probably right. Again, I apologize.
The high point of your entire evening would be catching a glimpse of Michael Landon's chest hair.
I said I was sorry!
There's no talking to her.
Michael Landon's chest hair. 3 more from them in session later in the programme. That is something, isn't it?
I was contemplating that as the pop culture reference of the week, but we've covered Bonanza before, haven't we? Many times in this show.
Yeah, it does seem to come up too often. Yeah. This is the 3rd, I think, anyway, reference to it. So the debate finally getting round to this juicing a cat idea.
Let's see who was right.
This is not a normal sitcom.
Dorothy goes, maybe we could fake it. So they fake it. And Alf's in the garage and they bring him his cat juice. And it doesn't seem to upset Alf too much that he might be lucky. The beloved family pet that he's lived with for at least 18 months at this point. He's like, oh, well, fair enough. And they go, no, it's not lucky. It's like, it's a stray. And suddenly gets very like sharing needles almost. He's very concerned about the provenance of the, the cat.
He does at one point in his questioning of the juices, is it kosher?
Yeah, I noticed that.
So we've contemplated whether Alf is in fact an old Jewish man, and this adds some evidence to that theory that we've been positing.
But he's very wisecracking.
Oh, he's very wisecracking. Yeah, we know that.
He's
much.
very funny.
Yeah.
So
maybe that is the power, the source of his gifts. Maybe we'll find out in a future episode. I really very much hope not. Whatever they give him seems to work and give him the shits, but also work and the hiccups stop. So was this a psychosomatic thing? I felt at this point they were going to say it was something to do with the wedding coming on.
I would like to know how they made the fake cat juice and what they actually put in it.
That's what I was thinking. What did they it's not referenced at all, is it? I didn't miss anything. They don't say what it is.
No. It's like a Bloody Mary.
I was imagining like ketchup and, I don't know, a chicken or something. I'm assuming a cat tastes much like most other meats.
Yeah, because he doesn't say, it doesn't taste like cat juice, does he? He just drinks it.
I thought that might happen.
So the wedding party's here, and thankfully the hiccups have been ridded. And for some reason, and you didn't get this in the YouTube version, apparently, Brian does his Ted Koppel impression for Lynn, who's got a video camera, and he's like, good.
It's one of those sections that, I don't know, it had to go in because the episode was running short or something like that.
Again, we didn't kill him. It's a wedding party. And who's the best man?
Oh,
well.
Yeah. Well. Who's the best man?
By the way, could you do me a favor? Would you be my best man?
Well, what happened to Garland?
Oh, he's gone to a better place.
What?
Yeah, he went home with the stripper.
Willie does find it hilariously naughty. Like, he does that first, like he's like...
Willie loves Whizzer. He finds Whizzer an incredibly funny man, and Willie doesn't find a great deal funny, so...
No. So the ceremony begins, and, oh no, there's another strange sound. It's not hiccuping, though. It's Al being emotional behind his portal.
Who gives this woman to this man? Dorothy Halligan.
He was weeping sadly.
That surprised me a lot when he was weeping, because I thought, I didn't think he liked her, and I didn't think he'd be that bothered, because he said he said he wanted to go to the wedding. So like all the way through the episode, they go, "You're not coming to the wedding because you're hiccuping, and also you're an alien. It shouldn't be there." And people might go, "Oh, what's going on here?" But he said, "I want some cake. I want cake." That was the reason he wanted to go. So I was surprised to see him crying.
Yeah, it is like it was a U-turn, certainly, wasn't it? It was suddenly like, oh yeah, no, we understand.
Yeah.
But it strikes me that once they got rid of the hiccups, he could have attended the wedding and just sat in the kitchen, from maybe not right at the window where so where they could hear him weeping and dabbing his eyes, but put him a bit away so he could enjoy the festivities.
Yeah.
They seem to be making problems for themselves, is what I'm saying.
It's you're not wrong.
You.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, John.
What?
You know wrongness.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Thank you.
Not for you
Thank
today,
you,
friend. So Willie has to go, obviously, to smash Alf's face in. So Alf hightails it to the garage where he pretends he's just been reading a magazine. But he admits he wanted to be part of the wedding because he's part of the family. And, he gets very sad when he's left out of family things, even though, as we've established, alien. So, they're saying, like, we do care about you. If we didn't care about you, we wouldn't have given you fake cat juice. Oh, noes. Oh, what a personal dilemma.
Well, mistake to make her.
And you know what? At that point,
what?
Hiccups come back. No, the hiccups come back. They come back.
Again, I understand why this has all happened, so that they can reveal Alf had the fake juice and the hiccups come back. But once Alf had scarpered to the garage, Willie could have just gone back in again. They could have carried on with the wedding at that point. They didn't have to chase him out and yell at him.
It would have been better, I think, if they just let him.
There's a whole sitting room full of people there, none of whom we've ever seen before. None of whom were at the Halloween party 2 weeks ago, and none of whom are actually the Ocmonics, who also haven't been invited to this wedding. They're all sat there wondering what's going on whilst Whizzer is singing Sunrise Sunset.
Which apparently is from Fiddler in the Roof, if you're interested. Apparently it's quite common at American weddings.
I was wondering.
Is it? Oh.
I've not seen Fiddler in the Roof, but I have seen the prequel, Fiddler in the Lift.
Good.
Sorry.
Very good.
So,
well done.
Dorothy's on the warpath, leaving Whizzer to sing. There's a second cure. We always knew it was going to be something actually not that bad. And it is sort of bad. It's not something I would want.
But he said it was much more disgusting. It really got us thinking, what could it be? What could it be? I certainly was.
Yes. I mean, even us as experts, as we are Alf experts, as you know.
Alfsperts.
Even knowing what we know about Alf, we thought this is going to be something disgusting. This is going to be something horrible.
But not in the same way as
but
Dog Tods or something like, it's...
Uncle Tinkle could have been eating this mysterious cure, and his 50-year hiccups
Dog Tods, yeah,
would have gone. I feel terrible for Uncle Tinkle. Pray for Uncle Tinkle.
I think Uncle Tinkle liked the attention. I'm just gonna say I think he just...
Is Uncle Tinkle part of Alf lore outside of this? Has he ever been mentioned elsewhere? Do we know?
I don't know. Let me just check my tattoos of his family's tree.
You crack on. I'll look him up.
I don't want to look up Uncle Tinkle. It's that's where court cases happen. But it's eating raw spinach. That is the second cure for the hiccups. And on Melmac, Popeye's considered a geek.
Yeah.
So there is a very odd little thing here where they're going on about him inching towards the door.
That is really odd. Yeah.
It's like they go into some sort of like Shakespearean.
I love this.
I mean, it's good for you, right? It's got iron and calcium and grains of sand.
Why are you inching towards the door?
I'm not inching towards the door.
I beg to differ with you. You are inching towards the door.
Nay, sir, you are in error.
I love that. It's just so odd.
Well, I imagine it was like take 16 and they just got bored. And they just like start doing that, and that's the one that made it in because the Alf puppet didn't fall apart.
The inching towards the door sketch, and then he inches, shuffles, and glides away from the door when Lynn comes back with the raw spinach that she's somehow upturned.
So we all have raw spinach in the house, so you assume,
No, I get mine from the 24-hour raw spinach shop just around the corner.
Oh, so you get piped in.
Piped in, yeah.
You don't store it.
No, well,
God, that's what pop stars can do. You say, Ruth.
Yeah, it's the power.
Oh, hot and cold running spinach. That's the life of a pop star. It really is.
Well, he'll never have those metallic sounding hiccups, will he? Keeping those at bay.
It's true.
No, that's how he knows all about them. You say, genuinely, I cannot remember the last time I had spinach.
Oh, I've never eaten it. Really, in real life.
No, just had it some.
Awful.
I had some the other day.
Why?
Oh, because sometimes I feel like I eat so unhealthily. I think I've got to have some spinach or something or other. I mean, probably the first time I've had it in 4 years.
That's not the alternative, though. It's not like, I know, I'll just eat a big handful of spinach. I'll make things
I
better.
had a spinach omelette, if you must bloody know. Don't want to sound like I'm a bloody athlete or something, but I had a spinach omelette.
But that wouldn't have worked, you see, for Ralph. It has to be raw, and he has to choke it down now. And he really is very, very determined not to. But ultimately, he's pushed over into doing it by the fact there's a bug in it. Because, again, he is a dirty bastard.
Oh, yes. When they gave him or was it with the spinach when he goes, where's the umbrella? Like a cocktail. Was it with the cat juice? Yeah. So, yeah, he goes, it was made better because it had a bug in it. Lovely little, good humour. Lovely little bit of good humour.
Again, he's very much the string fellow of Melmac, I imagine. He's a connoisseur of fine things.
Yeah.
Fine things. He enjoys the good life.
Yeah.
And probably the good life as well on PBS. Probably watches that. So the wedding's happened.
We don't see the wedding. They're building up this wedding and we don't even see it.
And I'm grateful for that because there's no comedy in a sitcom wedding at all. Because it's got to be, especially an American one, certainly, where it's got to be very much taken as, deadly serious. But we see off Garland, who's appeared with his stripper. Garland doesn't get a line up, neither does the stripper. But she does get a name.
Trixie something.
She gets her outfit reference because they say there's someone here in leopard print pants.
Yeah, and the taped audience find that very funny because they know what leopard skin reference is. They know what that means.
They think Rod Stewart's arrived.
Bet Lynch.
Can't decide which is worse of the options, really. So the wedding's over. I'm guessing it's the same afternoon. So Garland and the stripper go, and Whizzer and Dorothy are sort of putting the coats on, getting the bags together because they're immediately leaving for the honeymoon because, again, sitcom logic. But as we've established earlier, Alf has eaten the entire fucking wedding cake because he's a shithouse and he knows that's a terrible thing to do and he's still done it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's about to throw a box of rice at it as well.
Oh, yeah.
So long, Dottykins, he says, and he arcs his arm back with this massive box of rice in it, and waits just long enough for them to tell him not to do it, rather than just pegging it at him. So, perhaps he is learning.
Hey, don't! Alf, you're supposed to take the rice out of the box before you throw it.
Well, next you're going to tell me I'm not supposed to tie a cat to the back of the car.
Then go cut Lucky loose. Right away.
Bang! We're out. That's your comedy, folks. That is, for all of its weird suburban familyness, you still have lines like that. Again, we're kind of sort of undercutting the normality of it.
There's been a lot of talk about, cat abuse, which, you couldn't do that now. There needs to be some jeopardy to this event. Oh, Alf's got hiccups. What a great idea. Yeah, Alf's got hiccups, whatever.
I mean, considering some of the complaints he could have had, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially without pants on.
Well, that's the emotional heart of the episode. But more importantly, Ruth, what do you think Alf smells like?
Oh, what do I think he smells like? That's such a good question. Do you ever see him wash? Do you ever have a bath?
We
hear of him washing.
Yeah.
We've never seen it.
We're led to believe he washes, yeah.
I think he just smells like if you had an old teddy bear, because I can only think of him as the cuddly Alf I used to see in the Argos catalogue. And you put your nose to it and sniff its fur. I think that's what he smells like. It's not an unpleasant smell. It's a smell of nostalgia and comfort.
Well, that is nice. That's a lot nicer than anybody else we've asked has said, quite frankly.
Oh,
I mean, Rob Manuel said a dead dog, so, comparatively, it's a lot nicer than that.
I'll tell you what, he would say that. If you've seen his grubby Twitter feed festhole, he would say that, wouldn't he? No, it would be a smell of warm nostalgia for me, not an unpleasant smell of nice, soft.
I really genuinely like that. So all that remains really is MVPs. It's most valuable.
Yes.
puffing. I don't know. Melmac's valuable. We've never really worked it out, but it's who was best in the episode. And for me, it was a tough call. It's such a manic episode all over the place that nobody really gets much time to shine themselves. And Whizzer gets probably the most gags, but they're all awful. He seems to be awful. And we're apparently meant to be pleased about this. So by default, it's probably Alf.
Well, I thought Kate got a lot of good lines. Angry Kate episodes are very
always funny.
Always good. Kate is brilliant when she's being angry, and she was furious throughout the entire episode, and got some genuinely funny lines. None of which I can remember, of course. But
no,
I thought I'll put her because nobody really stood out. To be honest,
it's got to be Alf for me. I'm afraid. Sorry to go route one, but
no,
taking into even the weird. I'm backing away from the door a bit. Something different. So yeah.
And Wienergate.
Wienergate, 3 times a wiener. She once, twice, 3 times a wiener. As the Orangey song goes. And I hope that'll be, because all the episode titles are based after songs, right? Once, twice, 3 times a wiener. It's got to happen. I felt like that title, There's Something Wrong With Me, was a bit dramatic for him having hiccups. So that, I think...
Every title is a song, and you can imagine them all just sat in the writer's room, can't you? Going through the Guinness Book of Hit singles, going, what about that one? Why for sound? No. Cognoscent versus intelligentsia? No, I wouldn't call anything that. That's it. I think we've had a lovely romp through the world of Alf's habits. Ruth, where can people find you? Because they should, because this has been great.
Oh, thank you so much. They can find me on, I'll never call it X, it's Twitter. They can find me on Twitter I'm Ruth Husko, but my @ is dank_Ackroyd, like the actor, just because I made up the name ages ago and I thought it was funny. I don't want to change.
It's a clever name.
Don't want to change my handle now. Please follow me. I think I'm funny. These guys think I'm funny, and a lot of other people too. Yeah,
we think you're funny.
It's true, and we don't need to be polite now because we've recorded the episode, so we could call her anything now. But we do. We genuinely do.
Call me a wiener.
No,
we're
going to, are we?
Call me a wiener all day long.
Alas, poor Lucky. I liked him as a cat. I love him as a cocktail.